What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. I know that I'm a little bit behind on this, but I have to post this so that I can get caught up and then do episode reviews for this. So I'm talking about the first 2 episodes of Loki. Spoiler warning for this. So yeah, this series is fucking amazing. I'll just get out of the gate and say it. I absolutely love it. Okay, I'm a gigantic Scarlet Witch fan. If you could see the wall that I'm looking at, if you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen it at some point. I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think 12 pieces of Scarlet Witch art on the wall right in front of me. It's most of my wall. And there's another one to my right. And then I have some that I haven't even hung up yet. I really love Scarlet Witch, right? And so clearly WandaVision is my favorite MCU thing that has happened. I really missed the ball on not doing video reviews for those. I did do written reviews for those though, comicbookdebate.com. I'll link that down below, self-plug. But yeah, so Scarlet Witch is clearly my favorite character. I absolutely adore WandaVision, and while WandaVision will still probably remain my favorite of the Disney Plus shows just because my bias is too strong, I think Loki is probably going to be the best Disney Plus show that we've gotten so far. I'll give that little asterisk because, you know, I now am fucking so excited for Moon Knight, but that's a whole other thing. But this show just out of the gate is incredible. One, visually phenomenal. It is immaculate. It is shot so well. It's beautiful, the whole thing. It just walks all over the movies in terms of visuals. I think that the Disney Plus shows just in general have kind of walked all over the MCU movies. I think in pretty much every element they're a lot better. I think the writing is a lot stronger. Like the line to line dialogue in this has been incredible so far. Tom Hiddleston, of course, is perfect as Loki. We all know this. He's been perfect as Loki. And so really him getting center stage and the chance to shine like even more is amazing. We love to see it. So he's fantastic in this. But one of the things that's super interesting is this is 2012 Loki. This is a Loki who just lost to the Avengers for the first time. That is this character. And so it's super interesting and compelling to see him now as an audience member because we want to throw all of the baggage and all of the character development and growth that we've seen him go through over the course of the movies onto this Loki. But we have to, I at least, you have to keep reminding yourself, that is not this character. He has not gone through all that. And though he does see all of those events by the end of the first episode, his reaction to that is insane. Tom Hiddleston is crazy. He's a phenomenal actor. It's a different Loki, and you have to keep that in mind. And I think that's one of the things that makes this show so interesting. And then also, Owen Wilson as Agent Mobius, I think. Anyway, Owen Wilson as Mobius is also fantastic. Owen Wilson is great. He's one of the characters that I wasn't head over heels super hyped for going into this, but he's definitely a standout. And then, of course, you have the TVA, which is the Time Variance Authority. And so basically these guys were made by the Timekeepers to keep the sacred timeline, which is the MCU as we've seen it, is the sacred timeline, to keep it intact. And anytime someone does anything that causes a branch in that timeline, the Time Variance Authority comes in, swoops them in, and fixes the problem. And Loki taking the Tesseract and dipping out in 2012 is one of those events. And so Loki is a variant. And so they end up bringing Loki in, though, to investigate and help capture this other variant who has been killing TVA agents. And this other variant, they also say, is a Loki variant. And so you've got, that's the backbone of the story right now. They're investigating this Loki. And so I love time as a concept so much because it is a concept. So that's one of the things that out of the gate, the show very much has me on the hook. The time works differently in the TVA is something they mentioned. The time callers are super cool. The way that they are time traveling, going to different locations in different times. And then also just the way the implications of how time is affected and how time is manipulated and controlled in the MCU and what that sort of means and who these timekeepers are. There's a bunch of there's of course so many theories about what's going on, what's going to go on, but just all of that really gets me on the hook immediately because I'm a sucker for time. And so it really just everything for me has been a hit for this show so far. The theme, the score is phenomenal. It's so good. The subtle notes that'll come in and add emotional moments are just top tier. And it's fantastic. I have to say the reveal at the end of the last episode, which is that this variant of Loki is not Tom Hiddleston Loki. It is what a lot of people are saying is Lady Loki, which I do not think is accurate, because in the credits of the episode, the actress is literally credited as, I don't remember the actress's name, which I apologize. I probably should have Googled it. I say that in like every video. I'm like, I probably should have Googled whatever. As you can tell, I just kind of like set the camera up, point and shoot, and start recording. But anyways, the character's name is credited as Sylvia. In the comics, Sylvia is the second person to use the name Enchantress, the first one being Amora. But Sylvia in the comics is created by Loki to be an agent of chaos, basically, just to cause chaos. And that is exactly what she's doing here. She's sending all these reset charges to these different points in time and just causes a ridiculous amount of time branches to start happening. And I had to give credit, my friend Sean mentioned this and has a theory that he thinks that What If, the animated series that we know will be coming to Disney Plus, is a direct result of the event at the end of episode 2, where she sets all these time charges off, or these reset charges, into different points in the timeline, because we have locations for some of them, and like one is Sakaar, and we know that one of the what ifs is what if Tony Stark went to Sakaar instead of Hulk, and things like that. And so I do think that that definitely is a very plausible theory, and I definitely could see that happening. And it could be a way where, like, we know that What If isn't canon, but it could be a way of like sort of wrapping it into canon, because it's like, well, even though these events didn't happen, like we're seeing this show because of what happened in Loki still. And that's definitely something I see Marvel doing. And yeah, I mean, I love the show a lot so far. I think it's fantastic. I really it's ridiculous how good Marvel is at what they do. Like everyone says it all the time, but like they did it and they continue to do it. It's incredible to watch. And Loki is no different. And as I said at the beginning, I really do think that this is probably going to end up being the best Disney Plus series on the whole. It's fantastic. The production design, costume design, actors, everyone does an amazing job. The writing, as I said, is phenomenal. The cinematography is fantastic. It's just all so good. I can't wait for it each week. Super amped for the new episode on Wednesday, which also they're now putting all their Disney Plus shows out on Wednesdays because of this, which is pretty cool. I guess I'm actually not sure how I feel about that, but it is what it is. So yeah, the first 2 episodes of Loki were definitely 2 big hits for me. Can't wait to see what episode 3 has in store. And yeah, I think that's just about it for this video. So if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like down below. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing and turning that notification bell on. It really helps me out and I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, be sure to go follow me on Twitter at APBatman with 2 T's is my personal account. And then you can also find me at Batman Files, which is my Batman account. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to tune in to the next one. Later.